गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन रंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम जय ललित विशाख जय राधे श्याम ललित विशाख जय राधे श्याम जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल ताय गौर हरि बोल जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्रीमद्वै चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita, which is entitled Universal Form, Vishwarupa Darshana, verse number 5. I will recite the verse so everybody can repeat. śrī-bhagavān uvāca paśya me pārtha rūpāṇi śataśo sahasraśaḥ nānā-vidhāni divyāni nānā-varṇākṛtīni ca paśya me pārtha rūpāṇi śataśo sahasraśaḥ nānā-vidhāni divyāni nānā-varṇākṛtīni ca paśya me pārtha rūpāṇi śataśo sahasraśaḥ nānā-vidhāni divyāni nānā-varṇākṛtīni ca sahasraśaḥ nānā-vidhāni divyāni nānā-varṇākṛtīni ca sahasraśaḥ nānā-vidhāni divyāni nānā-varṇākṛtīni nānā-varṇākṛtīni ca. paśya me pārtha rūpāṇi śataśo sahasraśaḥ. sahasraśaḥ. nānā-varṇākṛtīni ca. sahasraśaḥ. श्री बोल रहे आप? हाँ बोलिए. पार्थ रूपाणि शतशो सहस्रशः nānā-varṇākṛtīni. śrī-bhagavān uvāca. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, paśya, just see me, just see me, my, pārtha, O son of Pṛthā, rūpāṇi, forms, śataśaḥ, hundreds, atha, also, sahasraśaḥ, thousands, nānā-vidhāni, variegated, divyāni, divine, nānā, variegated, varṇa, colors, ākṛtīni, forms, ca, also. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pṛthā, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, everybody, O son of Pṛthā, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. Purport. Arjuna wanted to see Kṛṣṇa in his universal form, which although a transcendental form is just manifested for the cosmic manifestation and is therefore subject to the temporary time of this material nature. As the material nature is manifested and not manifested, similarly this universal form of Kṛṣṇa is manifested and non-manifested. It is not eternally situated in the spiritual sky like Kṛṣṇa's other forms. As far as the devotee is concerned, he is not eager to see the universal form, but because Arjuna wanted to see Kṛṣṇa in this way, Kṛṣṇa reveals this form. This universal form is not possible to be seen by an ordinary man. Kṛṣṇa must give one the power to see it. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahe Dadati Swapadantikam वंदेहम श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवत्सदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। So first, before we start this chapter, we'll just see how the previous chapter is connected to this chapter. The previous chapter is entitled, who knows, 10th chapter? The opulence of the absolute, Vibhuti Yoga, right? Krishna tells about 82 opulences, how he is pervaded everywhere. And so in the last part of this verse, when Arjuna asked, please show me this universal, please tell me about your opulences, I want to see. Then he says, Hantate katayishyami divyāyatma vibhutayaha pradhanyata kuru sreshtha nastyanto vishtarasya me. Krishna said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulences are limitless. There is no limit to my opulences, but because you are asking me, I am going to tell you the most prominent ones. Then he tells about this 82 opulences. And at the very end, Krishna said that, Yadyad vibhuti matsatvam srimadurjitameva va tattadevava gachatvam mamate jomsha sambhavam. Know that all opulent, beautiful and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. What did Krishna say? Know that all opulent, beautiful and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. So anywhere we go in the material world, we go to so many sightseeing places, we see beautiful scenic beauties and all. Then immediately we have to remember Krishna, Immediately we have to think of Krishna. Everything is Krishna. Krishna also says in 10th chapter, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddhabhava samanvitaha. All these material and spiritual worlds emanate from me. Everything is coming from Krishna. So everything that we see, anything beautiful, glorious creations, we have to immediately remember Krishna. This is Krishna's energy. So beautiful. When material energy itself is so beautiful, can you imagine how much more beautiful should be the spiritual energy, like the spiritual world? We get so much enamored by this material world. We want to go here, there to see all this scenic beauty. But how much more beautiful that Krishna's spiritual world should be. This material world is a 1/4 of the total creation. Material world is only 1/4, 3/4 is all spiritual world. So Krishna says that I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this, they engage their intelligence in my devotional service like that. Then Krishna talks very nice, and also he says that athava bahunaitena kim gnatena tavarjuna vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekamshena sthito jagat. He says that what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? By a single fragment of myself, I support and pervade this entire universe. What need is there for all this detailed knowledge, Arjuna? By single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. And is that Arjuna is having any doubt that Krishna is supreme or not, so he wants to see the universal form? Arjuna is completely convinced that Krishna is God, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? In the previous chapter, after Krishna spoke this Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita, starting from Aham sarvasya prabho matah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddhabhava samanvita macchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam prītipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam enamam upayanti te tesham evanukampartam aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayamyatma bhavastho jnanadipena bhasvata. After hearing all this from Krishna, Arjuna is completely convinced that Krishna is God. Then he said, then Arjuna said, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Majam Vibhum. Who is Krishna? Param Brahma Param Dhama. He is the supreme abode, his Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode. Param Brahma Param Dhama. His supreme abode also. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram is the most purest. Pavitram Paramam Bhavan is the ultimate truth. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. Purusham Shashvatam, he is eternal. Shashvatam Divyam. Adi Devam, he is the original person. He is eternal and is the original person. So what doubt is Arjuna having that Krishna is supreme or not? And not only Arjuna is saying, even the great souls like Ahustam Rishaya Sarve Devarshir Naradastata Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. All these people, Devala, Asita, Vyasa, everybody is confirming that Krishna is supreme. So where is the doubt? And in 7th chapter also Krishna says, Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam midam protam sutre mani ganaiva. There is no truth superior to me, everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So where is the doubt that Krishna is supreme or not? So Arjuna is completely convinced that Krishna is God and absolute, there is no doubt. But why did Arjuna ask Krishna to show the universal form? So Arjuna had a desire. Why? Because Krishna, you have told me in 10th chapter about 82 opulences. I want to see how you are pervading and supporting this entire. I want to see in the 4th verse, the 3rd verse, Arjuna says that, O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation, and I want to see that form of yours. Is this Krishna? Arjuna is having any doubt that Krishna is supreme or not? That's why he's telling that he wants to see the universal form? Certainly not. Why is Arjuna asking Krishna to show the universal form? First of all, to show that Krishna's divinity. How divine is Krishna. But now he is thinking that although he may accept Krishna as the source of everything, others may not. If Arjuna might believe and complete substantiate that Krishna is supreme and is the source of everything, but still not everybody may believe that, right? So that is why to show Krishna's divinity, Arjuna is telling Krishna to show the universal form. Not that he has any doubt on that matter. But, and again, there are few reasons why Arjuna asked Krishna to show the universal form. So why is Arjuna asking Krishna to show the universal form is, now as far as Arjuna is concerned, he is inspired by the statements of Krishna, but in order to convince others in the future who may think that Krishna is an ordinary person. Arjuna is completely convinced, but to prove and to make people know that Krishna is not an ordinary person, his divine personality and his supreme personality of Godhead, to substantiate that, Arjuna is requesting Krishna to show the universal form. That is one of the reasons. And there are other reasons also. Arjuna desires to see him actually in his universal form, to see how he is acting within the universe. Just now we discussed that. Although he is apart from it. Arjuna addressing the Lord as Purushottama. And he can understand that Arjuna has no special desire to see him. Krishna can understand that Arjuna actually has no special desire to see him in universal form. But why does Arjuna ask? Arjuna is completely satisfied to see him in his personal form of Krishna. Arjuna, all devotees, they are very, very happy to see Krishna's Shyamasundara form of just like a human form, like with 2 hands, 2 legs, like that. But the Lord can understand also that so why is Arjuna asking? He wants to see the see that the universal form to convince others. Okay. And Arjuna did not have any particular desire, personal desire for confirmation. And then Kṛṣṇa also understands that Arjuna wants to see the universal forms to set a criteria. So today, already in Kali Yuga, we see so many people, they claim that I am God, you know. And so many ignorant people, they just think that they leave the real God and they surrender to all this imitation gods. Like, you know, they'll say that I'm Kalki avatar. They leave the real Kalki avatar. They start to worship this so-called made up Kalki avatars. So like that, so many people, they get like so much, they don't know who is actual God, like that. So, and also there's to set a criteria that who is actually God. So to set a criteria, like somebody says that I am God, then show your universal form. Then we can believe that you are God. Like sometime few years ago, even Satya Sai Baba wanted to show the universal form. I don't know how many of you know that. He also wanted to show the universal form. Then everybody was so much curiously, everybody waiting to see the universal form. But ultimately, guess what happened? He said that the weather is not good, so he can't show. So, but Kṛṣṇa, can Kṛṣṇa say that weather is not good? So that itself shows that how Kṛṣṇa is Supreme God, and to set this criteria, anyone and everyone can claim that they are God. To set a criteria that who is actually God, Arjuna wanted to also see this universal form, and it was not shown to anyone else. Of course, it was shown to Duryodhana, a part of it, not completely, but Arjuna could only see. And even Arjuna couldn't actually see, but Arjuna is very humbly asking Kṛṣṇa in the next verse, if you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. Arjuna is not actually ordering Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, come and show me universal form. He's having very humble attitude. Therefore, Arjuna pleads actually. He doesn't order. Arjuna pleads for the inconceivable grace of Kṛṣṇa. He does not give Kṛṣṇa orders. Kṛṣṇa is not obliged, nor Kṛṣṇa is obliged to reveal himself unless one surrenders fully to Kṛṣṇa. Unless one is fully Kṛṣṇa conscious and engages in devotional service. And to see Kṛṣṇa with this material blunt senses is not possible. Neither we can see or hear or understand or perceive Lord Kṛṣṇa by these material senses. Atha Sri Kṛṣṇa Namadi Nabhaved Grahyam Indriye Sevan Mukhehi Jivado Swayameva Spuratyada. Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, name, form, qualities and pastimes are all transcendental. They cannot be understood by these material blunt senses. How we can do that? By Sevan Mukhehi Jivado, by purifying our senses and eating Krishna Prasad and chanting the holy names. Like that we purify, that in that way when we become purified completely, then we can understand Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Otherwise it is not possible. So that is why, that's what is said here. And then in the fifth, so in the fifth verse we read this, śrī-bhagavān uvāca paśya me pārtha rūpāṇi śataśo sahasraśaḥ nānā-vidhāni divyāni nānā-varṇākṛtīni ca. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pṛthā, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. Just to have a glimpse of how universal form looked like, just in the morning what happens at 7 a.m., this bright sunlight, right? The sun rises and we can see in the night, like in the 5th chapter also Kṛṣṇa says, Tesham aditya vajnanam prakashayati tatparam. In the night everything is so dark. But in the morning when the sun rises, we can see everything crystal clear and so bright. Sometimes we can't even see the sun very clearly. Just one sun can blind us. Imagine hundreds and thousands of suns to raise at once into the sky. How will that be? That is how the universal form of Krishna looks like. So just to have for us an idea of how the universal form looks like. So then here it is also said Arjuna wanted to see Krishna's universal form, which is a transcendental form. So even though it is transcendental form, it is only manifested during the manifestation and again unmanifested. So in that sense, it is very temporary. The devotees are not very interested to see this godless, although it is transcendental, but it's more like for the neophytes who have no more conception of the they are not very advanced. So for such people, even in the second canto of Bhagavatam also, there's an elaborate description of this universal form. Because when all the sages were assembled in the Naimisharanya, there were all different categories of devotees assembled there, the jnanis, the yogis, the bhaktis, the karmis, everybody were there. So everybody were not on the level to understand bhakti, therefore there was a need to talk about this universal form and also Ashtanga Yoga and all these things. So that there's a detailed explanation of this universal form there also. Definitely it is a transcendental form, but because it is temporary, many times we say that it is temporary, it is not, but it is real. Why it is called asat is because it is temporary, but it is real. So everything is real in one sense, but it is not real in one sense that because it is temporary, this universal form, it is only again time, like here it is said that similarly universal form of Krishna is manifested. It is not eternally situated in the spiritual sky like Krishna's other forms. So it is again time, a temporary time of this material nature. It's only for for a short time only. Again it will be wound up everything. So in that sense, devotees are not very keen on seeing this universal form. They are more interested in like Krishna says that these cowherd boys who are always having association of Krishna from morning till night, when Krishna used to go to herd the cows, all these cowherd boys, they all used to go together, and they didn't even know that Krishna was God. They didn't even know that Krishna was God, nor they were interested, because they only wanted to know Krishna as their most dear friend. So it is said in Bhagavatam that Itham satam brahma sukhanubhutya dasyam gatanam paradaivatena maya shritanam naradarakena sakam vijugru kritapunya punjaha. How much pious activities these cowherd boys must have performed to play with God. We worship God, we offer prayers to God, we are so much devoted to God, we chant Krishna's names and all, and look at the fortune of these cowherd boys, they are playing with God. How fortunate. And even we see in the Aghasura Leela, Krishna made a concentric circles of different devotees, all his cowherd boys, they were sitting in a circle, so many circles. And Krishna was looking, everybody were feeling that they are sitting just, Krishna is looking at me. And even Krishna ate, they all opened their lunch boxes and Krishna ate their even juta also. How fortunate those boys are, cowherd boys. Like this, Krishna performs this transcendental pastimes when he comes to on this earth, and this most fortunate land, this Vrindavanam saki bhuvo vitanoti kirtim yaddevaki sutapadam bhujalabdha lakshmi govinda venu manumatta mayuran rityam prekshadri sanvatar varatanya samasta sattvam. This is said in Venu Gita. This Vrindavan land is so glorious. Everywhere Krishna has walked barefoot. What do? We wear shoes, chappal, right? But Krishna, when he came on this land, he walked everywhere barefoot. So fortunate. This Vrindavan land is most fortunate. There is a Krishna's dust, lotus feet, dust of Krishna's lotus feet everywhere. So even Brahma craving, even in the Brahma's prayers in 14th chapter of the 10th canto, Brahma is praying, how fortunate are these Vrajavasis. They are constantly getting this association of Krishna, and even if I could get even little bit of dust of this Krishna's Vrindavan dust on my head, I would be the most fortunate person like that. So like that, even Brahma, everybody so this land is very, very glorious. So here it is said that devotees who are correctly situated in transcendental relationship with Krishna are attracted by the loving features, not by godless display of opulences. So the devotees are very much attracted by the loving features of Krishna. Krishna, like he reciprocates with the devotees. What are the 5 rasas? Shanta rasa, dasya rasa, sakhya rasa, vatsalya rasa, and madhurya rasa. So these are the 5 primary rasas, and the Shanta rasa is the neutrality, and next one is Sakhya rasa. Sakhya rasa has which is that, the first one? Sakhya rasa has got Shanta rasa and Sakhya rasa. And then comes Dasya rasa. Dasya rasa has got Shanta rasa, Sakhya rasa, Shanta rasa, Dasya rasa, and Sakhya rasa. And the next one is Vatsalya rasa. Vatsalya rasa has got Shanta rasa, Dasya rasa, Sakhya rasa, and Vatsalya rasa. And Madhurya rasa is the topmost. It has got all the 4. That is, who is exemplifying that? The gopis, right? So that is the topmost. And apart from these 5 rasas, there are 7 secondary rasas. What are those 7 secondary rasas? We can see that. So these 5 primary rasas we discussed. What are the 5 secondary rasas are? Hasya, Adbhuta, Veera, Karuna, Raudra, Bibhatsa, and Bhaya. So, Panchavidhi Bhakti, Gauna Sapta Rasahaya. In addition to the 5 direct mellows, there are 7 indirect mellows. What known as laughter, Hasya, Adbhuta, wonder, Veera, chivalry, Karuna, compassion, Raudra, anger, and Bibhatsa, disaster, and Bhaya, fearful. So Krishna in this universal form in this particular chapter, the rasas are changing. The first 13 verses are Krishna is exhibiting what rasa. What do you think what rasa is showing? The first 13 verses of the 11th chapter is talking about Sakhya rasa. How Arjuna related with Krishna, Sakhya. He asked Krishna to show the universal form, and Krishna gave him the divine eyes. One cannot see universal form with our material eyes. So when we go to a 3D film like that, they give the glasses, right? So that we can see. Similarly, universal form cannot be seen by this material eyes. So Krishna gives the divine eyes, then so that Arjuna can see that. So Arjuna gave this, with this present eyes you cannot see, I'll give you divine eyes with which you can see the universal form. So in this whole chapter, there are 5 rasas we can see in different sections of this chapter. The first 13 verses of this chapter, Sakhya rasa, Arjuna is relating with Krishna as Sakhya rasa, friendship. And then next, from 14 to 22, Arjuna is seeing wonder. So Arjuna asked Krishna to show the universal form. When Krishna started to show, he was completely like, he's seeing in one place, sitting in one place, he's seeing everything like, Lord Brahma sitting on lotus flower, Shiva, all these great demigods, hosts of demigods offering prayers, and all this thing in one place. When he's seeing, he thought Krishna was he was his friend. But when he saw all these wonderful things, he was adbhuta, wonder stricken. He was looking at like this. Oh my God, wonder, adbhuta. Then that adbhuta, then what happened? Krishna began to show. Next, what did he show? From 23 to 20, then Bhayanaka. Very fearful, When Arjuna saw all these different warriors rushing into the mouth of Krishna with their heads smashed, like all the warriors rushing with great speed, just as moths dash to destruction in a fire, like that, they were all rushing like that, no? Then Arjuna saw that and was very, very fearful. That time he asked Krishna, Arjuna asked Krishna, who are you and what is your mission? Like 1 minute, I'll just go through that verse. Yeah. Arjuna asked, Akyahi meko bhavanugra rupo namostute deva varaprasida vignātamiccāmi bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. Who are you? And what is your mission? After seeing this very scary, like all the everybody rushing with great speed, just as moth dashed to destruction in a blazing fire like that. That is one example he gives, and another example also he gives. So like that, O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the world, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions I am bewildered. So then all the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with the allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also rushing into your fearful mouth. And some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. Then he's saying that as the many waves of river flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter blazing into your mouth. I see all people rushing full speed in your mouth as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. So after that, Krishna says, śrī-bhagavān uvāca kālosmi lokakṣaya krit pravriddho lokān samahartum iha pravrittah rithepi tvam na bhavishyanti sarve eva stita pratyanikeshu yodha. Time I am the great destroyer of the worlds. So Krishna showed two forms to Arjuna. What are the two forms? One was universal form, the other one was Kala Rupa. One he showed Vishwarupa Darshana, other one is Kala Rupa. How in the material world everything is pushed by time factor, which is the representation of Krishna. That's what he's saying. Time, I am the great destroyer of the worlds. And I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. So Krishna said that time, who are you and what is your mission? Arjuna asked, right? So Krishna is telling, time I am the great destroyer of the worlds. And I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, O Pandavas. All the soldiers on both sides will be slain. Then what did Krishna tell? Tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrum bhungsvarajyam samruddham mayevaite nihata purvameva nimitta matram bhavasavyasachin. So what is, therefore get up. Actually, how glorious is Krishna. That is why he is God. In the material world, everyone wants themselves to get name and fame. I want to be great. The very reason we are in the material world, because we envied Krishna in the spiritual world, we came here. And everybody in the material world want to get themselves put forefront, they want to become famous, they have to be like, but look at God, how great is God. Although he does everything, he wants to give glory to his devotee. He wants to give glory to his devotee. He does everything actually. So he is telling here, Tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrum bhungsvarajyam samruddham mayevaite nihata purvameva nimitta matram bhavasavyasachin. Therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. And you, O Savyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. Just to be an instrument, that's all. I have already killed everybody. Then Arjuna starts to think, I thought I was going to kill everyone and all that. looks like Kṛṣṇa is killing everyone. What am I doing then? You know? I said, oh, Kṛṣṇa, I don't want to fight, I don't want to kill all these people and all, thinking that I am prakrite kriyamānāni gunai karmāni sarvaśaḥ ahankara vimūಢātma kartāham iti manyate. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature. So, thinking that he was the doer, so he said that, I thought I was going to be the killer of killing all these people. But guess what? I have already seen all these warriors rushing with great speed into the mouth of Kṛṣṇa, and that's why he asked, who are you, what's your mission? And Kṛṣṇa has already done that. What am I going to do? That's when Arjuna becomes convinced that he should fight. We know that in the very first chapter, Arjuna gives 5 reasons desiring not to fight, right? What are the 5 reasons? Compassion, enjoyment, sinful reactions, fear of sinful reaction, destruction of dynasty, and then last one, indecision. That's not quite a reason, but indecision. So he was giving so many valid, all the dharmic, logic and moral reasons desiring not to fight. But now Arjuna is completely he's thinking, oh my God, what is this? Kṛṣṇa has killed everything, killed everyone, and what am I going to do? Might as well fight now as a devotional offering to Kṛṣṇa. So, in the altar, what do? In the morning, we have a plate of arti, we have incense, lamp, conch and water, then the hanky, then the flowers, then the chamara, then the conch shell, everything, right? So, what do? In the morning? We offer arti to Kṛṣṇa, right? The incense, blowing of conch, incense, lamp, then water in the conch, then offering the vastra and then the flowers, everything. That is same as Arjuna fighting on the battlefield is a devotional offering to Kṛṣṇa. There's no difference between Kṛṣṇa. Because, why is that? Because Kṛṣṇa desires it. Main reason why Arjuna should fight, because Kṛṣṇa desires it. Arjuna thought, oh, if I fight on the battlefield, I'll be incurring so much sinful reactions, I have to go to hell and suffer for millions of lives. Oh my God, I don't want to fight. So I don't want to cause all this, get so much pap. But then Kṛṣṇa is telling that, because Kṛṣṇa is telling him to do. So I always give this example, in a war field, there's a general, he will tell all the army, everybody, that you go and kill all these people and come. So they'll go and kill all these people and come, and they're awarded Bharat Ratna award. But on the road, somebody is going, he don't like somebody, and he'll kill him. He's thrown in the jail. So that person is killing here, and he's been put in the jail, whereas here, the same killing is happening, he's being given award. What is the difference between this and that? This killing and that killing, what is the difference? Yeah, that is there, but nation is there, of course, Desha Bhakti is there, but what makes that killing more bona fide, and this is not bona fide like that? Correct. Authority. He is not acting, all these people, the warriors are not acting on their own accord. The general has told, then the army, the authority has told, go and kill all these people. So, then they are award. But here, this person is whimsically, he don't like somebody he killed and he's thrown. So why am I giving this example is because anything we do on our own, we have to take responsibility for that action. Karma, vikarma, like this, all these things. But if we do for Kṛṣṇa, sarvadharman parityaja, mamekam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva papebhyo, mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Kṛṣṇa is nearly ending this with this verse. What is he telling? Sarvadharman parityaja. Abandon all varieties of religion. What type of religion should we abandon? Any religion that stops us from surrendering to Kṛṣṇa, That is the religion we have to abandon. Sarva dharman parityāja māmekam sharanam raja. Abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. That is our job. What is Krishna's job? I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions, do not fear. So, if we listen to Krishna and surrender to him, what is the worry? Krishna is guaranteeing in the very, very end, Sarva Dharman, leave all religion and just surrender to me. That is the supreme dharma. Even in the first canto of śrī-bhagavān, 6 questions were asked by sages of Naimisharanya. The first 2 questions, what is the ultimate good for all people? So when they ask, what is the ultimate, in this day and age, what is the absolute and ultimate good for all people? And what is the essence of all the scriptures? Please answer. Then, savai pumsham paro dharmo yatho bhakti radhokshaje ahaitukīya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. The supreme occupation for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord, transcendent Lord. And what should be the qualities of such devotional service? It should be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. This is the essence of dharma. Where the Bhagavad Gita ends, Bhagavatam begins. Where Bhagavad Gita ends, Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityaja. Then Bhagavatam begins. Dharma projahita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni krite kimva parer ishvaraha sadhyo hrudi avarudhyatetra kritibihi shushusibis takshanat. Completely rejecting all material religious activities that are materially motivated. This Bhagavad Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. Nirmatsaranam. Nirmatsara. Matsara means envy. Nirmatsara means who is completely free from all this envy. Na? So this is the quality, and it uproots the threefold miseries of material existence. Where is the need of any other scripture? When Vyasadeva has written in complete his maturity, this literature itself is enough. So like that, the ultimate occupation of everyone is savai pumsham paro dharmo. So like that, Krishna in the very end of this chapter also, he is telling that naham veda, he says that not by, one can understand me not by naham veda na tapasa na dānena na chejaya shakyamevo vidam drashtum. 1 minute, I'm just seeing where that source is. So he says that it's not by yajnas, danas or anything that one can understand me as I am. It is only by it's here. Naham veda yajna dhyanay na danay na chakriyabhi na tapo birugraihi evam rupa shakyamaham rūloke drashtum tvadanyena kuru pravira. So Krishna is saying, very happily I have shown you what you desired, this universal form, but this supreme universal form within this material, no one before you has ever seen this primeval form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. Then he is saying that, oh best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine, for neither by studying Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances can I be seen in this form in the material world. Then Krishna is telling, you have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Like I was telling, this different rasas. So first Sakhya rasa was there, then it became wonder, Adbhuta rasa. Then Krishna, when he showed this Kala Rupa, it became Bhayanaka. Then after that, it changed to? It changed to again servitorship. Then Arjuna is telling, oh Krishna, I thought you are my friend, I did so many offenses. please forgive me for all these offenses. Then he offered prayers also. Then he said, please forgive me. Just as a father tolerates the disobedient son, and the wife tolerates the familiarity of the husband, like that, no, different examples are given. And also he says that not by these things, only way one can know me is bhaktya tvananya shakya ahamevam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. He says bhaktya tvananya shakya ahamevam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Then in the very end, he is saying that, my dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contamination of fruitive, the jnana, karma, it should be all free. He who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, who is friendly to every living entity, he certainly comes back to me. So like that, Kṛṣṇa very wonderfully. So first Arjuna asked Kṛṣṇa to show the four-handed form with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Then he wants to show the two-handed form, which is very dear to all the devotees. And seeing the universal form itself is not possible by material senses, material eyes. So Kṛṣṇa had to give divine eyes to Arjuna. But then how difficult it is to see the two-armed form of Kṛṣṇa. It is only by bhakti. Bhaktya tvananya shakya aham evam vidoj. Only through undivided devotional service one can see me as I am. Kṛṣṇa also says in 18th chapter, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavanyaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatma vishate taddanantaram. Only through bhakti can one understand me. In the entire Uddhava Gita also, Kṛṣṇa tells the same thing. In so many chapters he told about universal form, and so many like Ashtanga Yoga, and so many, everywhere he is saying that bhakti is the one can conquer me. Because even in the very important chapters, like he said that Kṛṣṇa very easily gives liberation, but he'll never give bhakti. Why? Because he will come under the control of his devotees. So that is why he very easily gives so many other, all the liberations also he'll give, but bhakti is very, very, very careful, because he will come under the control of the devotee. So he is very intelligently thinking, oh, whom to give this, So this is very, very important. So thank you all very, very much for your attention, and hope it made sense what I spoke. So this universal form, the most important is all these chapters, like chapters 7 to 12, is the most confidential knowledge. And among these middle 6 chapters, the 9th chapter is the most confidential knowledge. And in that, the last 8 verses are the most confidential. And the last verse is the perfect. Who knows that verse? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmana matparayanaha. What is Kṛṣṇa telling? That is the essence of the entire Gita. What is that? Engage your mind always in thinking of me, number 1. Become my devotee, number 2. Offer obeisances to me, number 3. And worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely will come to me. Kṛṣṇa is saying, guaranteeing. How to go to Kṛṣṇa? We don't have to worry, oh, I want to go to Kṛṣṇa, how to go. No, very clear. Clarity is there. Kṛṣṇa is telling most confidential knowledge. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Satatam kirtayanto mam. Always think of me. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Always thinking. Mind, manaha. Like how Savai manaha Kṛṣṇa padara vindayor. Ambarish Maharaj, how he fixed his mind on the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa. Savai manah Krishna padara vindayor vachamshi vaikunta gunanuvarnane karauharer mandira marjanadishu shrutim chakarachyuta satkatodaye mukunda lingalaya darshane drisho tadvrutya gatra sparshenga sangamam granam cha tatpada saroja saurabe Srimat Tulasi Rasanam Tadarpite. So very nice, like how Ambarish Maharaj is setting an example as a Matpara devotee, how to engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, by doing these things, we are naturally like all the Matajis, they are doing garlands, they are actually yogis, you know what, because there's complete, it's absorption, there's like, you know, meditation. I'm doing this garland. How best I can do so that Krishna can wear this colorful garland tomorrow. This all complete absorption, meditation. Matajis are not just doing the garland, there's meditation going on, deep meditation is going on. How I can put so that it can look very beautiful, so that Krishna can wear this. And how I can please Krishna by my this devotional offering, you know. Every activity in devotional service is a meditation. That is why this is what is Krishna consciousness. What is real bhakti is attention to detail. We can do any work we do for the sake of doing. Okay, I have to do this, I'll do it. It's not like that. Attention to detail. Am I putting correct size of these flowers? Correct size? Correct color leaves am I putting? All the leaves are the same color? And the size of petals I'm folding, are they all same color, same size? How intricately fine garland can I make for Krishna's pleasure? So everything, when we make jewelry also, what color combination would look good? Like, you know, every activity in devotional service is a meditation. While cooking also, we are very intricately thinking, what item can I do, how nice. Many a times they say that whatever you like, you do that. Not because of my pleasure I am doing, but they generally say that whatever we like, you cook. Because whatever we like, we'll do it very nicely. So that we offer as a devotional offering to Krishna. So like that, so every activity in devotional service is a meditation. Even dressing the deities. Like in the morning, complete, like, you know, where we're dressing the deities, we bathe the Lord, then we put the tilak, everything. Then we dress the Lord, then in the mukut, what colors, what the mukuts to put, what chains to put, how to put, and how to put this. Everything, you know, combination, little bit of thinking. Sometimes we put and we remove, we feel that we like to put something else which will look better. So like this all Bhakti Yoga is nothing but a complete meditation on the Lord. So this is how we become Krishna conscious. There are 5 angas of bhakti in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The Rupa Goswami says 64 items. In that Pancha Angas, 5 most important Shrestha, 5 of them are, who knows? Sadhu Sangha, Bhagavat Shravana, then residing in Sadhu Sangha, Bhagavat Shravana, Srimurtira Shraddhaya Sevana, then Mathura Vas, then which is the other one? Yeah, Srimurtira Shraddhaya Sevana, and then Mathura Vas, Mathura, living in a holy place like that. So these are Panchanga Shrestha, very, very important 5 potent form of bhakti. So all these things, even if we do one of them is also quite good, then what to speak of if you can do all of them? Very, very wonderful. When we come to temple, we are in the association of devotees, Sadhu Sangha happening, Bhagavad Shravana, we sit in the temple and seeing the beautiful form of the Lord, we are hearing Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Shravana. Then one of them we are missing. Which is that one? Huh? Nama Sankirtan, Sadhu Sangha, Nama Sankirtan, Bhagavad Shravana, Srimurtira Shraddhaya Sevana, Mathura Vas. These 5 things are very, very potent. Even if you do one of them, still it is very good. But if you do all of them, of course we get to do, those who do deity worship, sometimes we may not be able to do, in temple we may not be allowed, but we can do at home also. Grahastha life, it's very important to have deity worship. Because, otherwise we think we are the masters of the house. If we have deities, then we understand that we are only caretakers. They are the real proprietors of the house, and we serve them like that. Thank you all very, very much. Hare Krishna.